Tonight on ELN Local News. Autumn Inferno. We've seen record high temperatures this fall. How that affects us here at ELN.
Growing roots. Burmese refugees share their stories with ELN students.
Mumps is still on campus. I'm Grace Morris, and I'll be debunking all the mumps myths you've been hearing.
Those stories and more.
ELN Local News starts right now.
Live from the Jane and Brian Williams studio at ELN University School of Communications, you're watching ELN Local News.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Brian Ray.
And I'm Maeve Ashbrook. Today is Columbus Day, a day some states in the country are celebrating as Indigenous Peoples Day. Alamance County is recognizing it that way today. ELN Student Government Association officially recognized today as Indigenous Peoples Day last year, saying, quote, "We recognize that our university sits on the land of the Siouan-speaking Native American tribes, and that they, quote, strive to celebrate their history and honor their descendants," end quote. Here in Alamance County, members of the Occaneechi Band of the Saponi Nation celebrate Saxbaha Indigenous Peoples Day, beginning right now with a land acknowledgement by Crystal Keck. Later this evening, there will be a panel discussion as well as a musical performance by Aoni Jeffries. For more information on the Occaneechi Band of the Saponi Nation, visit obsn.org.
Tomorrow is the funeral for School of Communications Advisory Board member Ken White. White died this weekend at the age of 63. The critically acclaimed news director won multiple Emmys and Associated Press awards during his career. He most recently was the news director for WVVA, the local NBC station that broadcasts to Virginia and West Virginia. The funeral will be held tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. at the Church of Notre Dame in Hermitage, Pennsylvania. And with 6 cases of mumps confirmed on ELN's campus, some have questions about what mumps is. Our Grace Morris took a look at what is fact and what is fiction.
We've heard from you on Facebook and on our show.
It is a bit uncomfortable.
It's completely normal what's happening. You know, it's like the flu going around.
But what does it really mean for the mumps to be on campus? While the mumps and the flu are both caused by viruses and have similar symptoms, there are a few ways in which they differ. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, mumps is typically known for causing puffy cheeks, a swollen jaw, and a loss of appetite, something the flu is not known to cause. With the flu, symptoms can appear between 1 and 4 days after getting the virus. But with the mumps, it can take anywhere from 12 to 25 days for symptoms to appear. According to the Mayo Clinic, most adults recover from the mumps within a few weeks and are generally no longer contagious 5 days after showing symptoms. As for the MMR vaccine, it typically comes in 2 doses, but ELN offers a 3rd booster dose as an extra precaution. But while it can help prevent the mumps, the vaccine is only 88% effective. And while students are required to be vaccinated before coming to ELN, ELN does allow for religious and medical exemptions. But whether the flu or the mumps, Dean of Students Janelyn Patterson says the way to get better is the same.
You want to isolate, you want to take preventive measures, and you want to consider getting the vaccine.
Grace Morris, ELN Local News.
As of this afternoon, there are no further confirmed cases of the mumps. ELN Health Services is continuing to give out extra doses of the MMR vaccine. In order to get one, you have to make an appointment by phone with Health Services. To do so, call 336-278-7230.
You may remember Janine Capro-Crusette's novel, Make Your Home Among Strangers, ELN's common reading in 2017. While some students at Georgia Southern University had some strong reactions to it. According to the Georgia Ann, Georgia Southern student newspaper, students conducted a book burning after a lecture given by the author went wrong. Crusette's lecture and Q&A quickly turned into an argument among students about race, leading to a bonfire fueled by copies of the book that night.
According to the Old Farmer's Almanac, today's high temperature is 10 degrees higher than this day last year, and that has been a trend across our area for a while. Our Lauren Singles looked into what this means for the ELN community.
Over the past few weeks, ELN and its surrounding areas have seen unusually high fall temperatures. Record high temperatures have caused a dry spell in Alamance County. Although patterns seem to be shifting into a cold front, October saw temperatures in the hundreds. Nicholas Petro, a meteorologist at the National Weather Service Raleigh, has been tracking these developments.
We did break an all-time October high temperature record.
Petro said that although these patterns were not necessarily foreshadowing future trends, they could cause long-term issues if they were to continue.
Looking at perhaps a drought situation developing. So There's already the western half of the state is already in moderate drought.
He said that water tables could decline and drought conditions could cause issues for crop maintenance as well. Michael Strickland is the advisor to Elon's Sierra Student Coalition and an environmental lecturer. Strickland said that the local environment was being impacted by the dryness.
Effect on agriculture locally. This is harvest time.
The weather has drastically shifted from last season to this one, causing more issues.
Fall, in particular, was the wettest autumn in North Carolina history. This is one of the driest in North Carolina history. So the swings in weather extremes are really becoming a...
Strickland also said that Elon students can buy locally to help support the agricultural community.
That's one of the best things you can do, is to keep the farmers' income as stable as possible as they try to wrestle with these kind of extremes and weather changes.
Lauren Singles, Elon Local News.
To learn more about environmental impacts and initiatives, visit our website at elonnewsnetwork.com.
Drive them every day and they get you from place to place. But for members of Elon's Car Club, cars aren't just a functional tool. They are also an expensive hobby. Our Jack Norcross explains.
Beamers, Volkswagens, and Audis are just a few of the cars you will see in the Colonnades parking lot on a Thursday afternoon for the Elon Car Club. Elon Jr. and president of the Elon Car Club, Ayo Onasanya, says the group is unique.
We're weird, honestly. We know everything about cars. Like half of the time someone will go to the dealership to get something small done and we realize that we know probably more than the mechanic.
While the afternoons are usually filled with laughter and discussion, it is also a time for the students to make improvements to their vehicles. Between purchasing and customizing his vehicle, Elon sophomore Connor Cassidy has already spent nearly $20,000.
I've spent my whole summer working, and then some. And even then, you know, I've still put a massive dent in my wallet.
For both Cassidy and Onasanya, they see no end to improving their vehicles.
The thing for car people, it's always what's next. Like, you could do whatever to your car, but there's always going to be something more that is left to do.
After money and hours of making improvements, the sound of a smooth-running engine makes it all worth it.
When you start the car, idle it for a minute and get no lights, no issues, it runs perfectly. It's incredible.
Jack Norcross, Elon Local News.
Well, you know, good for them that they dedicate all that effort to their passion. I personally couldn't dedicate all that money, but I'm glad they do.
And my car already is expensive on campus, so
True. Yeah,
good for the car club.
Out what the weather will be like before you hit the road for fall break. Stay with us.
You're watching Elon Local News.
A new Pilates studio in the Corey Center is in the final stages of construction. According to Director of Campus Recreation and Wellness Larry Mellinger, equipment is scheduled for delivery over fall break. The studio is being built on one of the racquetball courts and is expected to be fully operational starting next semester. The project is nearly 2 years in the making. Mellinger says the new studio will allow Campus Recreation and Wellness, or RecWell, to offer more Pilates classes at a higher quality. Mellinger says RecWell will have a dedication ceremony for the studio over homecoming weekend and may pilot classes at the end of this semester and in J-term. And this week's edition of The Pendulum is set to feature a wide variety of stories.
Yes, our chief copy editor, Jack McIntyre, is live in the newsroom with more details for us. Jack?
Good evening, Brian and Maeve. We have a story on increased concealed carry permits in North Carolina, a story on a farm in Chapel Hill where Burmese refugees farm vegetables from their native country of Myanmar, and a feature on those yelling kids on the stand at sport games. Make sure to pick up a copy of The Pendulum this Wednesday.
Thanks, Jack. To read those stories, make sure to pick up your copy of The Pendulum this Wednesday. The end of classes Wednesday marked the beginning of fall break, and while some students will be heading home or going on vacation, others will be participating in Elon Volunteers alternative break programs. For each fall and spring break, Elon Volunteers run several volunteer programs around the state and globe. This fall break, they're running a hurricane disaster relief program to Wilmington, North Carolina, and a food justice themed program to Asheville. Leader of the hurricane relief program, Talia Gallo, was once a participant on an alternative break program herself and says the experience changed her perspective on social issues.
So you walk away from the experience not just feeling good that you did service, but understanding something about the social issue and then like implementing that in your life back here at ELN.
Leader of the Food Justice Program, Caitlin Dixon, says it's the relationships students build while doing this service that makes it worthwhile.
I think that kids might think, oh, I'm giving up this for service, but like it's a really cool experience, and by the end of it you don't really even remember that like it's break. You're remembering all those relationships you built and the people you're meeting and the things you're learning.
Both programs running this fall cost $100 to participate, but programs in the spring cost as much as $1,500. Applications for the spring alternative break programs went live today and will close on October 31st.
For those of you driving home this fall break, our Margaret Faust is here to give you the latest on gas prices. Margaret?
If you're driving home for fall break, make sure to stop at the right gas station so that you won't break your bank. Local stations are a safe option. At Circle K, which is located at the corner of North Williamson Avenue and West Haggard Ave, you can find gas for just $2.28 per gallon. For 10 cents more, you can drive past the Fat Frog to Pit Stop and fill your tank for $2.38. If you are a member at BJ's, you can go to their station right off Route 40, where gas is $2.27. But the cheapest option is Shell near I-87, where you can refuel for just $2.26. Now, if you look at the surrounding areas, you can see that the further north you go, the more expensive your trip will be. Gas is 40 cents more per gallon in Pennsylvania than in Virginia. If you are headed south for the break, make sure to fill up in Rockville if you haven't already. Gas is only $2.12. Now, if you're driving north, make sure to stop in Fredericksburg. If you wait until DC, you will spend 50 cents more per gallon. Wherever you stop for gas, make sure to drive safe over fall break. Maeve and Brian, back to you.
Thanks, Margaret. And Brian, there's just 2 more days of classes before that break begins.
Maeve, I cannot wait, and I know other students on campus can't wait either, so let's hear from some students about their plans for fall break.
Definitely needed after midterms week and the bunch of papers I have to turn in before I go. I'm going to Asheville with my roommates, lots of hiking and bluegrass music. We're really just down to explore all of Asheville. We've got a couple of days there, so I'm sure hiking, arts one day, and lots of good food.
Go home. It's gonna be fun. I honestly would rather stay, but
I'm going to meet with my family who lives here, and we're going up to my cousin's school. She goes to Columbia. I'm hoping we're gonna like spend all night in the city that never sleeps and like get to hang out.
I plan on going to Catholic University to visit my 2 best friends that are going there right now, and just hang out for the weekend, go to like a football game.
Well, Brian, I'm actually not planning on leaving ELN. I will be here over fall break. Yeah.
Fun. So you're going to go to the fair?
Yes, I am. I'm going to the North Carolina State Fair. It'll be a good time.
I will be packing up and heading home back to Massachusetts on Wednesday. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, heading back to Massachusetts, where I'm sure it's a little bit colder than it is here.
And today is a beautiful day, so that is 1 plus to being here instead of
holding
going
on
home.
to that warm weather. But our Amanda Gibson is live under the Oaks with our forecast. Amanda, what do you have for us?
It's all sun, and so that's your Phoenix 5-day forecast. Back to y'all in the studio.
yeah.
Technical difficulties. Amanda's full forecast will be on our website later tonight.
We apologize for those technical difficulties, but out here under the Oaks, it is starting to feel like fall, even though the leaves are not yet changing. It is currently 73 degrees, and we will see much of these temperatures looking into our Phoenix 5-day forecast. Tomorrow we'll see those partly cloudy skies with a high of 78 and a low of 58, so those chillier temperatures in the morning and the late evening. On Wednesday, there will be some rain, so for that last day of class before fall break. But if you're staying on campus, you can enjoy the sun all week long with highs in the 60s and low 70s and more of that fall weather. That's all for your Phoenix 5-day forecast. Now back to y'all in the studio.
Both men's and women's soccer are back on campus after collecting victories over the weekend. The men's team beat Liberty University 2-0, and the women's team defeated Towson University 3-1. Football broke its 3-game losing streak against Delaware Saturday, winning 42-7. Davis Cheek had a bounce-back game for the Phoenix after throwing 4 interceptions last week. Cheek completed 88% of his passes in the victory and was named CAA Offensive Player of the Week. The defense also stepped up, forcing 2 turnovers. Greg Liggs Jr. hauled in his 4th interception, and Zach Monson recovered a fumble in the second quarter, putting them on, quote, the ball wall, end quote. Head coach Tony Trisciani created the ball wall at the start of the year.
So we get the ball wall. We have a wall in our locker room, and so after every takeaway, interception, fumble, recovery, cause fumble, we put the people who are responsible for those turnovers. We snap a picture of them on the sideline, try to get it out on social media immediately, and then put that picture up on the wall.
Trisciani said that the wall is used as an incentive for his defensive players.
We want guys who want to get on the wall. Turnovers change a football game, so it's a fun deal. It's a big incentive for our guys to have fun with it.
This upcoming week is the football team's bye week, but the team will be back in action when they play the last-place Rhode Island Rams. With just over a month left in the regular season, the volleyball team has a 4-3 record in conference play. The Phoenix have gotten a boost from one of its newest members. In Elon volleyball's Sunday matchup against Towson, all but one of the starters were taller than 5 feet 10 inches. Freshman defensive specialist Jordan Gower stands at 5 feet 4 inches and is second on the team in digs this season. Gower says that her biggest challenge has not been her height, but the change of pace from high school volleyball.
Full play is pretty faster in college, obviously, and it took a little while to get used to it, but I feel pretty good about it now.
One of the factors that has helped with Gower's transition to college has been support from more experienced members on the team.
Everyone was super supportive coming in, and they helped all of us freshmen out whenever we needed it.
Gower came to Elon from Raleigh, and head coach Mary Tendler says that this helped with recruiting Gower. Tendler says that some of Gower's strengths are her demeanor and her consistency.
That she does really well is she can pass the serve, and every time the ball comes to her, she just nails it. She's so quiet and calm, and that's how she plays, and so there's not a lot of extra movement, and she's just so consistent as a passer.
Tendler says that everyone on the team has welcomed her along with other freshmen, saying that, quote, everybody loves Joe.
She's the person that they just all kind of go to, and she's just a really likable person. She works hard, and she just gets the job done, and I think everybody's just really confident in what she can do for our team.
John Sarver, Elon Local News. You can catch Gower and the rest of the Phoenix at their next home game on October 20th in Schar Center when the team plays the William & Mary University Griffins at 1 p.m.
Dodgeball to raise money for suicide prevention.
According to the National Institute of Mental Health, suicide is the second leading cause of death among people ages 10 to 43 in the U.S. Campus organizations like Relay for Life and Club Baseball came together to compete at the annual Dodgeball for a Cause dodgeball tournament to raise awareness on suicide prevention. Our Rebecca Potters has the story.
Doesn't love dodgeball.
Oh, yeah, we love it. It's a great time.
The Dodge for a Cause tournament raises money for the American Cancer Society and the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, the latter being important to Club Baseball's president, Mark Scola, after one of his teammates committed suicide in 2017.
This hits home because our club was affected by this a few years ago, and the more that we can put into this, the better we'll feel about it, and the more awareness we can raise, we just feel like it's better for campus life.
South Gym was packed with organizations and groups of friends teaming up to take their shot at winning the tournament. While Relay for Life member Kayla Collins wasn't sure yet how many people had showed up, seeing the turnout was enough for her.
Having this many students show up for the event is a huge accomplishment for both organizations. Speaking from the American Cancer Society standpoint, we're extremely proud of our students here at Elon University and the Relay for Life program here.
And even some who lost still had a good time, like senior Kate Wallace and sophomore Miles Carabello. The two competed on a team representing their a cappella group vital signs.
Well, we had a team last year, and it was like a fun event that we were like, oh, it's for a good cause, so like, why not do it again?
Paid, but we knew what we were getting ourselves into, and we're a bunch of singers,
So like, we knew we were gonna lose pretty early.
but you know, it was for the cause,
Yeah.
so.
We weren't here to get in the final round.
Yeah, that's right.
But at the end of the day, Scola was just glad to provide the students with a good time.
Just everyone being around, just playing dodgeball, like kind of just brings you back to like middle school days, just like playing around in the gym.
Rebecca Potters, Elon Local News.
For more on this event, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com. Well, Maeve, like we said earlier, fall break right around the corner. What are you looking forward to?
That's honestly, like you said earlier, I'm going to go to the North Carolina State Fair, so I'm really excited to see that. I've never been. I've been to the Kansas State Fair, where I'm from, several times, but I've never been to North Carolina.
I wonder how they're different. You'll have to fill me in after.
I
your
will.
reactions.
We can talk about that on our next show. What about you? What are you going to be doing in
No,
Massachusetts?
I'm going home. My parents just moved, so going to see the new house. Kind of unwind, get my focus up for midterms that are right around the corner.
Have you had any yet? I've had one.
I had one. But I know there are more coming.
That's
just around the corner.
I have one tomorrow morning.
Oh no.
Super scary, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's
Starting
okay.
tonight.
It's okay. Yeah, right before break, but get it out of the way. You don't have to worry about it over break. Yeah, it'll be great.
It'll be great. And that is all the news we have for you today. Thanks for joining us.
For all the stories in our show and more, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And be sure to follow us on social media at Elon News Network.
We are on air, online, and in the stands.
Have a good night, Elon.